Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We are Sir TryOnceMore, the Gargoyle fighter of Ashanzari, although at this point we have branched out into enough spells that we're more of a hybrid class, really. We're still bashing things in the face for most of our damage. And we return to kind of a hairy situation. It's one that I wanted to analyze properly. Instead of just blundering about, like, I feel like I feel like I'm being a little more cautious than I need to be on this level. Like, there have been some situations where I've used escape buttons that maybe I didn't have to. But that sounds awfully like the voice of hubris. So we're going to give these things some respect. Water elementals can drown you. They're not as relevant to us because we don't breathe, so we cannot be drowned. Again, gargoyles, they're cool. Um, It is susceptible to fire. Good to know. Swims extremely quickly. I feel like it's bad to fight them on water. We weren't over water, I think, and then we were pushed back by a wave. Oh, no, we weren't pushed back. We were over water. It missed us. Yeah, we were fighting this kraken and decided to back off because we saw this merfolk, and then this merfolk came around the corner. He's just a merfolk. This is a merfolk aquamancer. What spells does he have? Primal Wave. Okay, that was that wave thing. Steam Ball, Throw Icicle, and Blink. Oh, Icicle. Ugh, gross. First of all, we are vulnerable to cold because we wanted to be casting spells instead of wearing this ring that prevents us from casting spells, since that's much less fun. I really want a source of resist cold that isn't this. What I think I might do here is drink this potion of resistance. And then put on this ring if I need to. We get the same benefit from this. I might as well use it. Okay, so what is that? Yeah, that makes us not vulnerable to cold. So that throw icicle won't. It'll still be able to hurt us because icicles have a physical damage component to them. You know, you're chucking a big chunk of ice at something, but it's only like 30% of the damage is irresistible. Okay. I think I'm going to read a scroll of teleport. I feel safe doing that. I don't really want to fight this fight. We're surrounded on 3 sides, and our 4th side is a wall. So we don't have a good escape, short of like trying to run around this merfolk in range of that aquamancer the whole time. That seems stupid. And we have a bunch of sources of teleportation. We have a ton of scrolls, and we have a wand. I don't mind burning one of these. Yeah, see that engulf status up here? That means that the water elemental is attempting to drown us. We don't care. We don't breathe. I'm gonna move this way and smack. Okay, yeah, I was gonna try and smack him in the face a couple of times, but our teleport triggered. It moved us. It did move us to the one place at the level that we haven't explored. So we're gonna kind of cut across here. I don't really like flying over water like this. Oh, holy crap! Wow. One more step and we would have been just dead. Oh, we might still be. Man, that was bad. I wasn't paying attention. I thought we were further away. Ooh. Yeah, that throw icicle is really rough. Okay, well, we're immediately going to drink a potion of heal wounds. And we're immediately going to read the scroll of fog. Break line of sight. We've got a griffin in the way. We're going to read another scroll of teleportation. And drink a potion of curing. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ah, that is so unfortunate. Well, dear viewers, thus ends the tale of Sir TryOnceMore, the fighter, the bludgeoner. The great wave of water hit us for over 26 points of damage. Wow, the shoals, they seem a lot tougher. The shoals in the snake pit seem a lot tougher than previous runs, than previous trunk versions. Let's do a little bit. That's disappointing. I was really excited about this guy. I was really looking forward to the Toxic Radiance Ignite Poison combo. We just we were a little unlucky and a lot of incautious, I think, was what happened to us. This was definitely an avoidable death. What I think I should have done is after that first scroll plopped us into an area that we hadn't explored and was still kind of near the monsters, I instantly should have read another scroll of teleportation and tried to go somewhere else. I could have drunk a potion of berserking right here. Really, I shouldn't have just been sprinting across this ocean willy-nilly. We got hit for 2 full rounds by tomahawks and icicles before we even noticed that we were dying. Yeah, that we made a whole bunch of mistakes right there. And it cost us. It cost us our lives. It cost Sir TryOnceMore his life. All right, well, that's too bad. Because this video was extremely short, good grief, uh, I'll do a little bit of a post-mortem here. Let's see what we ended up with. The mace, I still say, is great. I think that was a really good weapon. The resist cold vulnerability, the cold vulnerability, did cost us in the end. I mean, that icicle, if we were resistant to cold instead of not resistant with, having drunk that potion, if we didn't have to switch that ring, we would have taken less damage. We very well might have survived that situation. So that's something to note, is that even the best weapon can have a drawback. And in this case, it was a pretty obvious drawback that we just thought we could mitigate, and we couldn't quite. Or it might have let us escape with our skinny skins. I feel okay about the switch to the ring mail. I maybe should have gone back to plate mail and continued to train those spells for a while. Train the spell schools and just not cast the spells, because we had a huge hunger cost associated with them. They weren't doing a lot of damage, so we could have beefed up our armor class by quite a bit. I think it was 9 points or so that it was granting us, and that could have saved our lives, because most of the damage we took right there was physical damage. I mean, I get some cold, but a lot of physical. I don't know. I'll have to look up that great wave that hit us and see what type of damage that was. Because if that was cold, that's really good to know. If it was a physical effect, like a non-elemental type, I'm looking up Merfolk Aquamancer on the wiki here. Primal Wave, 3d20. Wow, and it is ice magic. Oh, it deals 40% less damage if we don't breathe. It cannot knock you into deep water. But even 40% less damage, like that's a maximum of 60 damage. 3d20. Oh, yeah, but we were only at 26 hit points, so it would have been 60 reduced to 40. That's 40%, right? Ish. Well, 30, 37, 38. A little over 20 would be 40%. Between 20 and 30. Yeah, so like 25 off. So it would have been a maximum of 35 damage. Still definitely enough to kill us. See, that's what planning does. We easily could have looked that up the first time that we were fighting it. I just kind of assumed that since the wave missed us, we didn't have to worry about it, I guess is what my brain was doing. But we should have looked up the Aquamancer so that we could be prepared for that amount of damage. Because 35 damage was over a third of our hit points. From, and from one spell, that's significant. What else did we have? Fear. We could have read a scroll of fear. Probably should have, to be honest. It might not have worked, but it would have I mean, if it had, we would have been fine there. We would have escaped. Hmm. What else could we have done? I mean, we were in the process of drinking a potion to try and beef up our hit points when we died. So it's not like we died doing something useless. I think that we would have survived the next turn if we hadn't died that turn, if that makes any sense. Like, we would have been up to over 40 hit points, hopefully, if that had gone through. So the wave couldn't have killed us a turn later, is basically what I'm saying. We couldn't have used the Stone of Tremors, I don't think. We were over water, stupidly. Maybe, maybe we could have fireballed that first turn instead of reading a scroll of fog, and thus created steam around them that they wouldn't have wanted to walk through, or would have obscured line of sight more effectively. I don't feel like the fog really did the trick with that line of sight. Ugh. Yeah, okay, but still, like, we had a good weapon. We had decent armor. +4 ring mail is fine. We had, like, 25 armor class, and, yeah, so our 9th best run, on this machine. I believe that this morgue file has been running for, uh, 6 months or a year, maybe. No earlier than January of 2013. But as you can see, we have many, many characters that did not get anywhere close. It is interesting. You can kind of see the progression of levels. Like up at the top, we have my one ascension. Sir Try Again. It was Sir TryOnceMore's grandfather or great-grandfather. Many times grandfather. Or grandmother. I was never quite sure if Sir Try Again was male or female. I didn't really ascribe a gender. Gargoyles, I just feel like they reproduce asexually somehow anyway. They're statues. It just makes sense. And then Pincer was another gargoyle fighter that was very powerful. I believe I had run out of consumables. I was close to the orb, but I was in the realm of Zot, but I was having some difficulty, I think was what the case was. And I thought that by scumming about in Pandemonium, I could find consumables. Pandemonium was way too strong for me. I believe I died shortly after entering, maybe a few rooms in, a few levels in. I don't know if I was trying to find the rune or just more consumables, or if I was so out of consumables that eventually I just blundered into a situation that I couldn't escape from. I don't know. Snorg was another good one that he made it to the final layer of the vaults and fell afoul of a Titan. I think I was walking too fast and just got two-shot. And then Gargle was really fun. That was a deep dwarf. Deep dwarves do not regenerate naturally by resting. You have to use consumables or wands. You start with a wand of healing that you can recharge, and you can give up your mana points to recharge it. But they have damage shaving, like a flat damage reduction. It's a really cool race. If you can get it going, it's very strong. And that was the one we were trying to fight, an ancient lich and a gold dragon at the same time. Just pure hubris. I'm pretty sure I could have run away. I don't think I was in that hairy of a situation before encountering them. And yeah, we just got blasted down. And then, the Sir Tryhard, I think, was Sir Try Again's four-person, four-father, four-gargoyle. Yeah. He was really good, but I wandered into the slime pits without acid resistance. I think maybe I had conservation but no acid resistance, and I had forgotten that the walls of the slime pits are very dangerous. They constantly splash you with acid when you're adjacent to them, and I tried to retreat to a wall to be surrounded by fewer enemies, and instead it just made me completely surrounded by things that were constantly damaging me, and I was, yes, I was wearing an interesting unrand art, a non-random artifact, an artifact rather that generates with the same name and the same set of abilities each time. It's called Maxwell's Patent Armor, and it's occasionally gifted to you by Okawaru, if you have a lot of skill points in armor, it's a plate mail that's like plus 15, but it prevents spell casting, and it prevents all forms of teleportation. It puts stasis on you. Or maybe I was wearing, maybe that's not true, and I was wearing an amulet of stasis. Anyway, I couldn't teleport, and I tried like 3 times in a row without. I was so confused as to why I couldn't teleport anywhere, and I just was melted into a puddle on the floor. And I don't really remember these others. I mean, spider, orc, shoals, uh, labyrinth. Oh yes, the labyrinth. Poor Billing's learned hand. That was a good one. Anyway, thanks for watching. I may start another one here this afternoon. Who knows? I may go back to one of my other characters that I've been having some success with, and record that for a while. But thanks for watching. Thanks for accompanying Sir Try Once More on the journey through the Dungeon of Zot.